Hello everybody, the Lawn Gnome is here, reminding you to remember who the real enemy is.
Yeah, Hollywood, you know I love you more than what I should. Yeah, Hollywood, well kiss me good. Yeah, Hollywood, you know
I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday, and if there are a few of you who are watching out there that are observing Hanukkah, I hope you guys are having a wonderful holiday. To begin all my Thanksgiving festivities, I am happy to say that I started it off right and went to see the movie based on this little book right here. Suzanne Collins' sequel to her bestseller, The Hunger Games Catching Fire. I had already seen so many reviews in various newspapers and magazines and watched many a YouTube video review of Catching Fire, and nothing but good things were coming across the board, so I basically had expectations of just sitting in the theater and just enjoying this movie from beginning to end. And yes, I did enjoy this movie from beginning to end, and the hype is real. This movie just takes what The Hunger Games' first film was and just makes it even better. Very closely adapted to the book, a very different style of film because of the brand new director Francis Lawrence, and I am happy to say that the shaky cam is officially gone, so if any of you out there were not too big of fans of the shaky cam and haven't seen Catching Fire, rest assured there is no shaky cam in Catching Fire and it is easy to sit through. Once again, the thing that just makes me so happy about this movie is, even though I never would have pictured some of these actors who are in this movie, like Elizabeth Banks and Woody Harrelson and even Lenny Kravitz, they filled the shoes of the characters that they played so well. Elizabeth Banks really surprised me the most in this movie just alone, because I've seen her in so many outrageous comedies. I think the last movie that I saw with her this year was movie 43, and we all know what a monstrosity that was. If you didn't, you can see my review in the box below. But she really surprised me, and especially the makeup, because she did not look the same at all in any one scene that she was in. Everybody else, Jennifer Lawrence, Liam Hemsworth, and Josh Hutcherson, they all did a great job, but Donald Sutherland was the one that really gave me a big surprise, especially because of the fact that they really didn't expand upon his character much in the first movie, and he does show up a lot more in the second book, so of course he did in this movie, but he really can be a very fearful guy. Very fearful, and I really appreciated his work in this movie. The score, of course, moves it along with a fantastic score by James Newton Howard, one of the most unique composers in the film world today, and if you don't believe me, see the movie Road to Perdition. You'll be very, very surprised. But the newcomers to this film also were what really brought a lot to this movie. The two that I loved the most were Jenna Malone, of course, from Donnie Darko, playing the character of Joanna, so great. And of course playing Plutarch Heavensbee, the great Philip Seymour Hoffman. He is one of the best actors out there, and he has just been in so many indies lately. To see him in another big budget movie is just music to my ears. He really was phenomenal in this movie, and such a pleasure to watch. It's amazing how evil he could have looked a couple of times in this movie. The only thing that I can say about this movie is it just lacked a little something, and maybe that's just because of the fact that I knew what was coming in the third book, because unfortunately I'm not really the biggest fan of the third book. I'm just wondering what the third book is going to be like on screen. Maybe I'll have a better feeling towards the film version rather than the book version, because I just remember being very bored with the third book and just not satisfied with the way the story actually ended. But you know what? Tell me what you thought about it. That's going to be my question for you guys. But Catching Fire, a great movie. You gotta see it. It's so much better than The Hunger Games. It just brings the story out and opens it up wide. And I'm going to give it 3.5 out of 4. So as I said, the question that I'm going to leave with you is, I really want to know, if you have read the books, what are your thoughts on Mockingjay? I'm a little bit weirded out about the fact that they're splitting it into 2 movies. I don't know why they're doing it, but I was not a fan of the book. I will be seeing the movie just because of how great the first 2 have been, but what are your thoughts on the third book? I am the Lawn Gnome, and actions speak louder than words.